Last time we had studied the concept of electric field. So you note down few questions pertaining to that. Question number 1. What is electric field? Question mark. In the same question, define electric field intensity into bracket strength at a point. 2 marks. Question number 2. Obtain the formula for the electric field intensity at a point due to a system of n charges with the help of a figure. 3 marks. Question number 3. Define electric field line. Full point. In the same question, draw field lines for q, that is small q symbol, less than 0 and q greater than 0 respectively. 2 marks. Question number 4. Write the important properties of electric field lines. 2 marks. Question number 5. What is electric flux? And write its mathematical expression which gives its basic definition. 2 marks. Now, few objectives, each of 1 mark. Number 1. The SI unit of electric field intensity is dash. 4 options would be given. Here I am not giving. Number 2. The dimensional formula of electric field intensity in terms of capital Q, that is charge, is dash. Number 3. Who first introduced the concept of electric field and lines of force? Question mark. Number 4. The magnitude of electric field at a point depends on dash of that point from the charge. Number 5. Newton meter square upon coulomb, that is capital N small m square upon capital C, is the unit of dash. Number 6. If the angle theta between the small area element and the electric field lines is that is theta greater than 90 degree, then electric flux will be dash. Last one, that is 7. The dimensional formula of electric flux in terms of capital A, that is ampere, is dash. That's all. Now we start with the new topic, that is electric dipole. An electric dipole is a pair of equal and opposite point charges, q and minus q, separated by a finite distance, that is 2a is the distance between those two charges, plus q and minus q, which is shown in the diagram given besides, which I have drawn. In the figure, O is the midpoint of the dipole and 2a is the distance between the 2 point charges plus q and minus q. That is a distance towards plus q and a distance towards minus q from point O. By convention, the direction from minus q to plus q is said to be the direction of the dipole, and the midpoint is called the center of the dipole. Here in the figure, small p vector is shown. It is known as dipole moment, whose direction is always from negative charge to positive charge, and this dipole moment is given by the equation vector p equal to q into 2a into p hat. Again I repeat, vector p equal to q charge into bracket 2a vector distance into p hat. P hat is the unit vector. Hence SI unit of dipole moment, that is electric dipole moment, is coulomb into meter, that is capital C dash small m. Now the total charge of the electric dipole is 0, but the electric field of the dipole is non-zero. Why? This is because the position of the charges are different, as they are separated by some distance, that is 2a. At r greater than 2a, the fields cancel out and the electric field falls off at large distances, relating it with 1 upon r square. 1 upon r square is to be remembered. Falls off means it decreases as 1 upon r square. Now next point, the field of an electric dipole. The electric field at any point P is obtained by adding the electric fields E minus Q due to charge minus Q and E plus Q due to charge plus Q by the parallelogram law of vectors, parallelogram law. Now we derive the formulae for electric field intensity in different cases. First one is for points on the axis. Let the point P be at a distance r from the center of the dipole on charge on the side of charge q, which is shown in figure 1.20 A part, which is shown here in A part. This one. Now we write the equations using Coulomb's law. Then vector E of minus q, vector E at minus q equal to minus kq upon r square, that is the general formula, which is equal to simplified form equal to minus q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into bracket r plus a the whole square into p hat, where p hat is the unit vector. Now this can be written as minus kq upon r square. That much you can remember in your mind. So it will turn out to be like this if you put up the value of k. The equation has been tick marked. Here, how to remember? Minus q charge is there, then in the r there will be r plus a, opposite sign, and we had unit vector from minus q to plus q. Also similarly, vector E at plus q equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into small r minus small a the whole square into p hat. Now here plus q is there, so r minus a, opposite is minus sign. Now we add up the two fields due to minus q and plus q. Just a minute. The figure A and the summation is done here. The total field at point P is E equal to E plus Q plus E minus Q, which is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into square bracket 1 upon r minus a the whole square minus 1 upon r plus a the whole square into p hat, and then we get the simplified form as q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into 4ar upon r square minus a square the whole square into p hat. Now for special case, for r greater than a, which is marked here, capital E vector equal to 4qa upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube into p hat, which I have tick marked, which is equal to the most simplified form, to easy to remember in terms of small k, that is Coulomb's constant, equal to 2 kp upon r cube into p hat, which is written besides the tick marked equation. Now second case, for points on the equatorial plane, and for this points the figure B is drawn besides, is given besides. You have to consider figure B. Now what is equator? Equator is perpendicular bisector. You can note it down. Again I repeat, here it's not given in the description. Note it down. Equator is the perpendicular bisector to the line joining two electric charges of dipole. Now we come back to this description. Here also we have to calculate magnitudes of electric fields due to plus q and minus q. Say here E plus q equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 upon r square plus a square. Here plus sign, same sign here also, plus in the denominator, and E minus q equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 upon r square plus a square. Here also, even though for minus q it is r square plus a square, plus sign in both the cases. Why? Because direction of E is, the direction of P is on the positive axis, positive side only. Now the components normal to the dipole axis, normal means perpendicular to the dipole axis, cancel away, and those components are E sin theta, equal in magnitude and opposite in directions, while the components along the dipole axis, means say along the same side, add up, and hence the total electric field is opposite to P hat, that is vector E equal to minus of E plus Q plus E minus Q into cos theta into P hat, minus sign out of the bracket because opposite to P hat, which is equal to minus 2qa upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into r square plus a square whole raised to 3 by 2 into P hat. We have substituted the values of E plus Q, E minus Q and cos theta. Now special case for where r greater than a, that is at very large distances, E vector E equal to minus 2qa upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube into P hat. Now, so that is the final answer, equation number 1.18. Now here the point which we have already discussed ahead in the electric dipole and its dipole moment, here again it comes in the description. The dipole moment vector P vector of an electric dipole is defined by vector P equal to Q into 2A into P hat. Again we summarize the equations of electric field intensity in both the cases described ahead, that is on the dipole axis and on the equatorial plane. First one is capital E vector equal to 2p vector upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube. This is written in terms of dipole moment, which previously we had seen in terms of k also, which is quite simpler, equal to 2 kp upon r cube into p hat written ahead. Similarly, on equatorial plane, vector E equal to minus p vector upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube. Both the equations have been tick marked, and in both the cases it is for r greater than a, and here in the last case the most simplified form in terms of k is equal to minus kp upon r cube into p hat, which we have written ahead. Just a minute. The dipole field at large distances falls off as 1 upon r cube. 1 upon r cube is important, and not as 1 upon r square. The magnitude and direction of dipole field depends on the distance r and also on the angle between the position vector r, small r vector, and the dipole moment, small p vector, that is angle between small r vector and small p vector. Next point. Now here we see the definition of a point dipole. Precisely speaking, if limit as small q tends to infinity and 2a tends to 0, you can write down besides the description. Again I repeat, if limit lim small q tends to infinity and 2a tends to 0 in the equation of dipole moment, that is small p vector equal to q into 2a bracket into p hat, and the product, that is p equal to q into 2a, is finite, then such a dipole is known as a point dipole. Point dipole. Important for objective also. Now, physical significance of dipoles. In most of the molecules, the centers of positive charges and of negative charges are at the same place. Hence, their dipole moment is 0. Such molecules are known as non-polar molecules. Not written here, you can write it besides non-polar molecules. Example, CO2 and CH4, that is carbon dioxide and methane. Apart from this, such molecules develop a dipole moment when electric field is applied. Next point, but there in some molecules the centers of positive charges and negative charges do not coincide, and hence they have a permanent electric dipole moment. even in the absence of electric field. Even though electric field is absent, they have permanent electric dipole moment, and such molecules are called polar molecules. Example, H2O. Now next topic. Just a minute. Article 1.12. We are to study dipole in a uniform external field. See, behavior of an electric dipole when it is placed in a uniform external electric field. See, we consider figure 1.22, which is given besides. Figure is not much clear, and as more clarification is not given about the electric field, which we shall see later on after describing this figure. Consider a permanent dipole of dipole moment small p vector in a uniform electric field capital E vector as shown in the figure besides. Now, as shown in the figure, on Q charge the electric force acting is QE in the upward direction, and on minus Q charge is minus QE in the downward direction. Both the forces are acting in the opposite directions and of the same magnitude. Hence, the net force on the dipole is 0 because QE plus into bracket minus QE equal to 0, since E is uniform. Now, as the charges are separated, that is plus Q and minus Q have different positions, the forces act at different points, resulting in a torque on the dipole. That is, in other words, we can say the two forces have different lines of action. You can note it down besides. Two forces have different lines of action and hence constitute a couple. Here in the next sentence it is given, due to this couple, torque acts on the dipole and the dipole rotates in the clockwise direction due to this torque, which is not given here. Due to the torque, the dipole rotates in the clockwise direction. The magnitude of the torque equals the magnitude of each force multiplied by arm of the couple, that is perpendicular distance between the two anti-parallel forces. Magnitude of torque, that is symbol is tau, equal to QE into 2A sin theta, because tau equal to RF sin theta, which I have written besides the equation tick marked. which is equal to 2qa e sin theta. Now in the vector form this can be written as 2a vector q cross, it is cross not simple multiplication, cross vector e, which again I have written on the left hand side. Therefore tau will be equal to Pe sin theta, because 2qa equal to small p vector, 2qa equal to dipole moment small p, and therefore tau mod tau vector equal to tau, where arrow should not be written in magnitude, tau equal to Pe sin theta, or also you can write Ep sin theta. Similarly, or from the magnitude, vector form can be written as vector tau equal to small p vector cross capital E vector, cross product. The direction of torque is normal to the plane of paper coming out of it, normal and coming out. This torque will tend to align the dipole, align means come in the same line with the field vector E. When P is aligned with E, the torque becomes 0, because we have tau equal to P sin theta, Pe into sin 0 degree equal to 0, as sin 0 equal to sin 0 degree equal to 0. Now we study the entire topic with the help of well clarified diagram. Just wait for a minute. Now, as shown in this figure, a dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, and the electric field lines are shown by blue color, that is uniform electric external field, means the electric field lines are mutually parallel, equidistant and closer to each other. So while drawing the diagram you have to take care of this. Now this dipole makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis, that is along the direction of vector E, that is electric field. Electric field is along positive x direction. Now we have already seen previously that the net force acting on the dipole is 0, and hence the dipole remains in translational equilibrium. In translational equilibrium, that is, there is no linear motion of the dipole, and the torque acts on the dipole due to the couple. This torque acts on the dipole, which rotates the dipole in the clockwise direction and is perpendicular to the plane of the paper coming out of it. The torque rotates the dipole, you can note it down. From this figure it will be quite clear, not from the previous figure. That is why you note it down, the physical significance. And before that, I can tell you several steps how to bring the equation of torque. Say tau 1 vector means that is torque acting on plus q charge equal to vector small a cross qe vector, and similarly vector tau 2 equal to minus vector a cross minus qe vector, which is again equal to a vector a cross qe vector. So total torque or resultant torque acting on a dipole tau vector equal to vector a cross qe vector plus again vector a cross qe vector equal to, simplified form is 2aq cross e. Again I repeat, equal to 2aq cross e, or it can also be written as 2qa cross e. And now 2qa equal to small vector p cross vector e. Hence in the final answer we get vector tau equal to p cross e vector. Again I repeat, vector tau equal to small p vector cross product vector e capital, and magnitude will be tau without arrow equal to pe sin theta. Now this torque rotates the dipole in such a way, you can note down this. This torque rotates the dipole in such a way that theta reduces, and that is possible, that is only in clockwise direction. And when the dipole gets aligned along the direction of electric field, that will be theta equal to 0 degree. Theta equal to 0 degree means the torque implies the torque becomes 0. Tau will be equal to 0, and this is known as normal position of dipole. Normal position. Now if the dipole is to be rotated by an angle theta from this position, then work has to be done against this torque, and this work is equal to the change in the potential energy, change in capital PE of the dipole. So this topic is over. Now we study the behavior of electric dipole in a non-uniform electric field. That is what happens if the field is not uniform. In this case, when the field is not uniform, the net force will be non-zero, and in addition to this, there will be also a torque acting on the system. Now there are two cases shown in figure A besides and figure B besides. First we study those two cases. When vector P, that is dipole moment, is parallel to vector E or anti-parallel to E. In the first case when P parallel to vector P parallel to vector E, the net torque is 0. But there is a net force on the dipole if E is not uniform, net force acts on the dipole. Similarly, in figure B, here also the net torque is 0, but net force acts. In the first figure A, when P parallel to E, the net force, dipole has a net force in the direction of increasing field. Increasing field means both are in the same directions. Two arrows shown towards right hand side. While in this figure B, when P is anti-parallel to E, the net force on the dipole is in the direction of decreasing field. Decreasing field. Hence, two arrows are shown in the opposite directions. Mutually opposite directions. Arrow of E and force on Q, force on minus Q is shown in opposite directions. Hence, the force depends on the orientation of P, that is vector P, dipole moment, with respect to vector E, electric field intensity. Now, this can be related with an example which we see in our daily life. In frictional electricity, a dry comb run through dry hair attracts small pieces of paper. Here the comb acquires negative charge through friction, while the paper is not charged at all. Then how do the pieces of paper attract towards the comb? This can be explained as the charged comb polarizes the pieces of paper, and non-uniform electric field is produced by charges on the comb. Again I repeat, not written here. Non-uniform electric field is produced by charges on the comb. The charged comb polarizes the pieces of paper, that is induces a net dipole moment. Net dipole moment is produced in the direction of field. In the direction of field. So, the small pieces of paper should move to the direction of the comb. As the net force, why is it so? As the net force due to non-uniform electric field acts on it. Now, this can be explained with the help of a diagram which I show you. Just a minute. Now here, as shown in the figure, non-uniform electric field labeled here is produced by the charge on the comb, and it exerts a net force on the small pieces of paper towards the comb, and hence gets attracted towards the comb. The direction of field lines are shown towards the comb, showing the attraction towards the comb.